Alright, so at the end of the last video, we had just finished the spirit chat, but I had not gone back and listened to it at that point. But since I now have, I wanted to go back and talk a little bit about it. So let's get into it. Now, I wouldn't normally go back and go over these, but there were a few replies that wouldn't mean anything to you, but do mean something to me. For example, 2 of my pets' names were in there. One of them has been deceased for a while, one of them is still here. But even so, they were simply random answers to questions that were asked, so they made no sense. Because one of them was asking, well, where is heaven? And one of my pets' names comes up. So it doesn't make any sense. However, I do find it interesting. We also had some pretty good answers, too. I like the one where I asked, well, why were we thrown out of Eden? Why were we exiled? At least Adam and Eve, allegedly. And it got the reply, it don't matter. Ask her. Or when I got the reply, the city from where's your dwelling, where's your habitation? These were replies that I just weren't expecting. For why Adam and Eve were exiled, I was expecting an answer of sin or something along those lines. And for habitation, I was expecting more of a specific answer rather than a broad general term like the city. And it just goes to show that you never know what to expect from the spirit box. You can't trust it, you can't trust the replies, but you never know what's going to come out of them. And there was a point where I asked, well, how do you function without physical bodies, or do you have physical bodies? And there was a bunch of stuff said right there, but 2 of the replies were banana and pickle. While in the other room on the floor were 2 of my cat's toys, a banana and a pickle. So yeah, they ended up in the trash. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't throw them away. My cat still plays with them. But I did find it interesting. Spirits can and will reside in objects, so you never know unless you deliberately put one there. One of the best replies was when I asked what dimension you were in, the 4th or the 5th. And then it sounded like a young boy's voice came through and said, that's stupid. Now, I don't think it was calling me stupid because, oh, that's something everybody should know. How do you not know that? I think it's more that they don't know. Because that's something people do. If they don't know something, well, that's just stupid. No, you just don't know. For some reason, we expect that spirits would know more about the afterlife than we do, but I haven't seen any evidence of that. I think they don't. Why are you asking about dimensions, man? That's a nerd question, man. There are certainly spirits who do. There are certain types of spirits who definitely know a lot. But I think human spirits, I think they just carry on as humans do, not knowing a whole lot and ridiculing those who aren't like them. Now, near the end, I asked who was attacking me, and I received replies of Ivan and Rick. Neither of which were the name I was expecting. Now, there may be an Ivan and Rick out there attacking me, I don't know, I will keep an eye on it, but it wasn't the name that I was expecting to come through. The person that I'm talking about has come out and said that he was attacking me. He is mentally ill. He is delusional. He somehow thinks that I'm behind all the violent crime in the world and will point to crimes in Iraq as somehow evidence that, see, Frater Xavier's involved. How do you explain that? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. He thinks I'm somehow partnered up with Alex Jones and a whole bunch of other nonsensical claims such as I'm attacking him. No, I haven't been. I have better things to do. It's just another person that's obsessed with me. He started out as a Bible thumper, preaching against magic, and now he's doing magic and pointing it at me. He's all over the place except on his meds, which is where he needs to be. Now, he has no training. He doesn't know what he's talking about, so I don't really consider him all that much of a threat, but I have underestimated people in the past. Now, I know he's listening to this because he's obsessed, so I just want him to know that by attacking me, he doesn't just have me to worry about, as I have others looking out for me who know his name and will be throwing right back at him. So it's not just me, you're taking on a group. If you think that's something you can handle, then just keep on doing what you're doing. Now, I've said it before that unfortunately people with severe mental issues have a tendency to be drawn into the occult. It's just the nature of the beast. So that's who I was expecting, and instead I got Ivan and Rick, which really don't mean much because you can trust the spirit box about as much as you can trust the guy attacking me. They both kind of lie a lot. Or it makes about as much sense as Party of Jeff. Actually, that makes more sense. And that's about all I wanted to cover. I really don't expect to do many of these. Probably a once a year thing around October and Halloween, if that. So this will most likely be the last Spirit Chat for a while. Leave a like or share this video if you enjoyed it. Follow me on Twitter at Frater Xavier. And consider joining us on Patreon, where all patrons get early access to Mystery School videos before they're available elsewhere. This is Frater Xavier, and I'll see you soon. Take care.